internally, it's very important to me that we honor our commitment to the citizens that we serve, and that's from top down. And from what I see, you already have that here. You've had some issues here in upper management, and I get that, but at your core, you have really an outstanding department. And externally, whether it's with the community or with other organizations, that collaboration, communication is very important. I also serve as project director for Ohio's largest decentralized drug task force, Metrich. It's 10 counties, so there's 10 sheriffs and 40 plus chiefs, and it can get political, and you have to be able to bring people together through common sense, and it's that type of approach that I think that I bring. I'm pretty laid back, but I am passionate about police work. I have the experience. I'm old enough to have the experience, knowledge, skill, and ability you're looking for, and I'm young enough to be able to come and commit to this community. We just don't want to move here. We want to live here. We want to get involved. We want to have our children attend schools. And, it's just a great opportunity. It's quite different from what I'm used to, but again, I think that those the adversities that I've had to deal with as chief in Ohio would only serve me well here. And again, I bring a lot of that community focus. Each department, each community is different, but clearly this community relies on that community-driven approach, and that would be I would maintain that. Thank you.
Can I repeat the question? Yes. Can you describe your philosophy of policing, and specifically the role of the police department?
Well, I probably hit this the first time I was standing up, but the role of the police department in the community is your spoke in the wheel. No department or agency is more important than the other. We all have to work together because we are working for our own community. Getting the community to buy in, like the other communities I was involved in, you have to be attentive to what their needs are, and more importantly, that has to be sold to your men and women. We can't do it alone. That's a proven fact. There is no more the police officers out there handling everything. We can't do it. There's too much. The services have expanded so much that we need help from the community. We need open lines of communication. We need frequent communication. And then the communication has to go upward as well. You have to be in touch with your counselors. You have to be in touch with your county administrator. The lines of communication have to stay open so the needs are addressed immediately. You can't meet biannually. You can't meet halfway through the year. You have to meet constantly. Communications, and also a perception by the community that you are fair and consistent, that you're attentive to their needs, and you understand the specific needs of each community. So my philosophy for this police agency is probably what has been enacted by the previous chief, and that is to be heavily involved in the community and to try and enlist their help in any way, shape, happen. And that's through communications and the community having confidence in you. And that's through holding your own people accountable and having professional interactions. And I can't keep overlying this. I mean, this is the way it is nowadays. The older ways they've evolved to this. This is what communities will only accept. Your tax dollar. Your people that you put in, they're members of your community, and we're all equal.
Thank you. One of the things I missed during my introduction, that you know a little bit about me, was my wife and I, we just celebrated our 31st year of marriage, September 10th. So I was supposed to make sure I get that in there, and if I didn't, I have to make sure I bring it in. Okay, so the role of the police department in the community, we are public servants. That's my philosophy. It's part of being a public servant. That's what we went into. I went into my three things of being customer focused, outcome based, And the third piece that I didn't get in was principal-centered. And I'll talk about it. This will give me a chance to expand just a little bit on those. But one of the things I want to say is, as part of that role and my responsibility as being one of the leaders in the organization, my responsibility is to not to get the city sued, not to get the city manager sued, not to get the employees sued, and not to get me sued. So that's a big responsibility that we have. And as part of that, my philosophy is being a risk manager. You know, we manage risk. We look at the risk as a whole, and risk management is liability risk. We look at we want to eliminate and reduce risk. I believe that prevention is better than correction. And one of the philosophies, the guys that I studied a lot under, by the name of Gordon Graham, he said that predictable is preventable. So that's kind of the role that I see. And when we look at customer focus, we need to look at the needs of the community. What are the demands of the community? And that, so we have to make our strategic plan, look at the direction of the organization to meet those needs. If we need to make any modifications to what we do as an organization, I think that's important in terms of our customer focus. That's why we become public servants in the first place. And I don't think you get anyone in law enforcement that will dispute that. I think the next one is outcome-based. What are the outcomes that we're looking for? We're result-oriented. We want to be a safe community. Okay? We want to be a community that promotes itself, a community that's involved. So we look at whatever the results or whatever the outcomes we want to do, whether it's reduce traffic accidents, reduce crime, we want to reduce or increase community safety. What are the outcomes of that? And then third one is the principle centered. That goes back to the ethical positions and where I make my decisions. I think we have to have integrity, we have to have ethics, because we have to build that trust between the community and the police department. Because once we lose the community trust, we're pretty much done as an organization in terms of how effective we are in the community. Thank you.
Building relationships, solving problems, and making a difference. Those are community policing principles and practices. That's our mission statement in Los Lunas, where I currently work. That's the mission statement adopted by the police officers. It's very short, very simple. Our department and the philosophy, I think, is already here, and I will continue, is building the relationships, solving problems, and making a difference. I think it's very important to also protect our children. I was involved in a national program with actually your chief, Chief Torpy, before he became ill. It's Fight Crime, Invest in Children. And it was a national organization that came from New Mexico and helped us. We had news conferences in 2012 in Santa Fe with the governor's office, and we had a news conference in Albuquerque in 2013. And the governor was actually able to pass early intervention education. And that's prevention. And I believe in that. I also believe in protecting our children in another way. Internet crimes against children, that is on the rise. Identity theft, that's on the rise. One program that I initiated in Los Lunas, and I'm not sure if they have an internet unit here, are crimes against children. But it's a partnership that I entered into, and with the assistance of the Attorney General's office in New Mexico, they provided free training, free equipment, and our officers have gone online and have arrested predators online. We've made numerous arrests with identity theft. I believe the role of the police department is to build relationships, solve problems, and make a difference. The police officers every day make a difference out there. We practice community policing 24/7. Every officer knows our mission. Every officer practices it. And that's what I think you have here, and that's what I would continue. Thank you.
I think the comments made by all the candidates thus far mirror my same philosophy. because all our philosophy is basically the same. I think that's why you have the 5 candidates that you have. This is a foundation of what police officers do today. I can tell you it was a lot different in 1973 when I first started, because everything was crime-based, everything was go out, make arrests, write tickets, and those kinds of issues. When you're dealing with a level of maturity of a 21-year-old police officer who's told that if you run a stop sign and you get a ticket, then you get a ticket. It's as simple as that. In this day and age, what my job will be, in part, is to lead this organization to say that it's not necessary to just write tickets. It's more important to make personal contact with people, build relationships, and build trust. And that's a key element, I believe, that we need in policing today. I come from a background where, when I was young, we had role models. And role models that I see today, and I know this is a little bit out of the element as far as policing is concerned, are rock stars and our actors and people like that. There's very few people that we can really admire today and lead our youth to admiring. And I believe that our police officers, our fire department, our county managers, are those people who are elected officials. These are the people who have to earn the public trust, and once they do, I think these are the people that we can use as role models. So I believe in integrity, honesty, service, and respect. And those are the tenets that I bring to a police department. And I think that's the foundation by which we have to do policing today. Community-oriented policing, I've done that my entire career. It became a buzzword that's used today, that's frequent, but what it actually means is people getting to know other people and earning that trust within the community. Everyone up here, I believe, believes in that same philosophy. We believe in being problem solvers and addressing those kinds of issues. And that's on top of the crime-related issues, which we can definitely tap into. This organization needs to build its command staff levels, but every officer at every level and every employee has to be brought up to an environment where they can be mentored and given opportunities so that they can go beyond just their position. A police officer, when I responded to a call and a police officer was on the scene of, let's say, a burglary in progress, he or she told me where to go, and I was the chief of police. That's the type of leadership that I want to develop within this police department.